Hey everybody, how's it going? It's me, Jan Michael Vincent. I'm back with another episode of the Airwolf audio commentary. This is episode 5, entitled Proof Through the Night. Very poetic title for a episode of action television, but as with all the others, I have no recollection of this episode, so it's going to be fun. We'll go through it together, and I'll try my best to offer any insights or dirt, that I can provide for you. Anything I would find entertaining. If just want to do a little full disclosure at the top of the episode here, if old Jan Michael at any point sounds a little distracted, well, it's because he got a little bit of bad news this week. I'm sure you read about it in the papers, but Smut King Larry Flynt died on Earth just the other day, and I'll be damned. Again, I've mentioned this in previous episodes, but they give you a wide berth up here. I mean, there's a lot of people up here in heaven that you just would not have guessed, in a multiple answer exam. I mean, and Larry's just another one. I mean, he's just another in a long line of. And by the way, I put myself in this category. I mean, you know what I've done through Wikipedia, but let me tell you, I mean, that's like 10%. It's 10% of what I did, and only I know it. Corey Haim knows a little bit of it, and of course God knows everything. So, and he doesn't seem that fazed by it. So, again, there's just a lot of people up here, and not Hitler. I'm sure that's the motherfucking first thing on your goddamn tongue. No, Hitler is not in heaven. So I'm just going to put that out there right now. Neither's Mussolini, neither's Pol Pot, neither's Andrew Jackson. I know it's weird. He ain't up here. Or if he is, I mean, he keeps to himself. So let's just go ahead and press play on this. Again, we'll probably start with a cocksucking commercial. Because the fucking Peacock can't go ahead and give me a free subscription. Nope, we're right in. Yeah, I mean, then. This looks like this might be a really a humdinger of an episode. I mean, Hawk knows everything, so fuck off. That's what I gotta say about that. I'm string fella. Here we go. Theme song. Now, again, I can't think of a show. I'm bringing this up every time, but I can't think of a show that shows you what's gonna happen in the episode. A lot of shows start with, last week on MASH or Barney Miller, and then it kind of fills you back in, because back in the day, this will be real weird for the youngers, but people used to have to work for a living. You know what I mean? I mean, they were plumbers and TV repairmen. Remember that used to be a job. Nowadays, people just get a TV, and the minute it's a little on the fritz, they just toss it, and right in the ocean it goes. But those used to be jobs, and I kind of forget where I was going with this. Oh yeah, so they had a show that they loved, right? Again, MASH or Sunset Strip. and they would watch that show. And then, if it was a half hour, an hour, the minute it was over, they had to go back to living their lives, right? Because they had shit to do, and they had a mortgage to pay, and they had kids to put through college, and they didn't have the luxury or privilege, as I remember people really yammering on about before I passed. They would have to. They had a lot of responsibilities, so they didn't have the luxury to think about what old Barney Miller was doing last week and where this could go, and you don't watch them all in one fucking sitting. So that's why they used to have to do the the recaps at the beginning. But again, it's still weird to me that Airwolf shows you what's coming. Anyway, I acknowledge I went off on a rant there. All right, so here we are. Mouse. That mouse is dead. That guy. I mean, what nationality is that guy? The sourpuss comes in. A lot of people hate that they do lab tests on animals. You always hear that, Don't use makeup that's been used on animals. Don't use any product that was tested on an animal. But you know what was tested on animals? Vaccines, and I bet all those people just kind of quieted down about that, didn't they? Just not a peep. Not a peep about don't test the vaccine that I need to go do an improv show or whatever the fuck they're doing. Not one of them said anything, right? Yeah, you can tell I'm in a little bit of a mood. Oh, these people are dead. Oh shit! I really went off topic there because I just realized I mentioned Larry Flynt, but I'm not talking about why I'm so upset. Here's the thing: I owe him money, right? That's what it always is. And there were times when old Jan Michael was having a tough time in Hollywood, and after Airwolf, not every movie paid the rent. So, to keep me from being destitute, Larry, who was a good friend, would lend me money from time to time. And, like almost every week solid for 3 years. And it just totaled up to being about $100,000 that I ended up owing him, and that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money to owe a guy like Larry, who I'm sure you've seen, the pound cake that he publishes. I mean, you could sort of surmise, how he handles his business. So, he would hound me all the time. He had private investigators tapping my phones, trying to see if I had any money coming in. And I evaded him, the whole time that we were both on Earth together. And when I finally passed, he sort of just let the debt settle. But now he's dead, and now he's up here, and fuck us all if we didn't know there would be a currency system in heaven. And he's gonna want his money now. And old Jan Michael was he ain't doing much better in heaven than he was on Earth. I'll tell you that right now. I have a cigarette here. These fucking things can't kill me again, can they? Archangel, yeah, that's cool. Biblical. I wonder if this guy had it worked in. I feel like once an episode, he snaps his head like that, looks at me like I'm some sort of jackass, and I'm not really catching it until now, all these years later. I mean, I probably didn't catch it then because I wasn't even there on set with him. You know, I was probably at Dan Tana's, you know, drinking a Brandy Alexander out of Harry Dean's shoe or something. The Airwolf. I just love how Alex Corey talks. You know that in early Hollywood, diction was so. You know they held a real premium on if you could articulate. But you know nowadays, I mean, just everybody. I can't understand what any younger person's saying. I was standing waiting in line at Bank of Heaven, my bank up here, and you know there was a young guy with a skateboard at the ATM, so I had to wait for him. It turns out that's how he died. He died trying to do a kickflip, and he ended up falling over and snapping his neck. But he was at the ATM, and he was on his phone talking to some heaven homies, and I mean, I just couldn't understand a goddamn thing that was coming out of his mouth. I mean, he was just like, whoa, yeah, what, yeah. But by the way, whiter than the sheets. You know what I mean? Like, so before you try and cancel Jan Michael, this is a beautiful shot right here, huh? The snow and that's a cool Jeep, man. I remember I tried to work it into my contract. I could take that Jeep with me off-roading. But didn't work out because I never even had a driver's license due to all the DUI arrests, and they just said they couldn't insure that if I was behind the wheel. Hey, I could say the same for you, Ernie, you beautiful bitch. I mean, my God. Just like a ball of cookie dough with legs and arms. I mean, Jan Michael, heterosexual all the way, but I mean, I'd be lying if that smile Ernie gives doesn't give me a little bit of a jub. Now, this episode gets right into some action, which is cool. I feel like the one before, it took a hot minute for anything exciting to happen. But this one's, yeah, right away. I mean, we're just 10 minutes in and already got the rocket boosters going and stuff. Yeah, I mean, that looks like a John Ford picture. Minus the state-of-the-art helicopter, of course. Okay, if you say so. I've never seen those kind of vests before. They look like a Vegas act. That guy played it for laughs. There's no doubt about it, you know. Don't think that quite worked for the scene. I mean, we have fun on Airwolf, but it's not a comedy of any stretch of the imagination. There's some odd editing. Oh my god, this fucking scene. Oh, Jesus. Oh my god, I got you ever get like the chills from like a scent? Look at that sandwich. It's because of that fucking sandwich. Here's the story. I should have brought Ernie on. I'd have, maybe next time I'll look ahead of time and see if he can come in and add anything. But it was late at night. We were shooting this scene, and Ernie's just complaining the whole time as they're setting up and talking about how he skipped second dinner is what he said, because Ernie used to eat 2 dinners a night, one at 6 and then another one at 8:30. So he had skipped the 8:30 one. He was getting a little peckish, and I mean, you'd be hard pressed to find a bigger prick when they're hungry than Ernest Borgnine. So, to sort of appease him and just get him to get through the fucking scene, the director said, "Just act like you just eat a sandwich." And he goes to craft service and starts constructing this fucking cured meat albatross, or you know what I mean? Like, I really wish I improvised something different than albatross, but just pay no never mind to that. But no, but it stunk up the whole cabin there of the helicopter, and he's got lines, so he's a little spittle everywhere, and it just smells like bologna. Those like hot dog fart kind of. You get hot dog breath, not farts, but they'll give you the farts. But yeah, goddamn, that was a terrible night. That's where we at. A couple of fighter jets have spotted Airwolf. No, we'll find out in 2.5. Nope. What happened here? I feel like that was supposed to go to commercial, and they didn't. They didn't do it. So, did I end up getting a subscription? What's going on here? I mean, not that I'm complaining. I don't need to see another cell phone commercial. Real beautiful shot, though, wasn't it? That kind of golden hour through the mountains. Boy, it makes me wish I actually had been there on set when they did it. That's all second unit shit. I'm never there for that. This music's pretty cool too, and this like sort of minimalist kind of ambient music. I thought it was pretty cool. Oh my god, they've just been sitting like that the whole time, just talking. I think they probably knocked that out in 1 hour on set. You know what I mean? The show was smart. When you're in that helicopter, man, it seems like it's action-packed, but it's really just 2 assholes, sitting in front of a green screen and just going through the motions and, out of there before daybreak. trying to think where are they? Where is it supposed to be? Oh. I mean, that was a little dramatic for a helicopter slowing down. Oh, shit. It's a fake Elliot Gould. .62 170. That's trim, baby. That's I'd love to be right around there, but I've packed it on since coming up here because I couldn't really afford a lot of good food my last couple of years on Earth, and I didn't have the stomach for it anyway. Kind of all eaten by acid due to various drugs and alcohol, but up here with with strength and sense of taste, which I had lost at some point in the '80s. I've been going hog. I mean literally hog. A lot of bacon every morning. Even Canadian bacon, which is underrated. I know it gets a terrible rap, and it looks funnier than fuck, but it's pretty good. Especially when they, in a Benedict, eggs Benedict, with that hollandaise sauce and shit. I know I've been talking straight through it, but I think this is one of the better episodes. It kind of looks like what's the guy? He's up here in The Exorcist. Miller or something. That's a good movie, right? The Exorcist. I'll tell you what, The Exorcist 3 is a hell of a picture. Oh my god, I remember seeing that one in the movie theater and shitting my pants how scary it was. I'm trying to remember my lines there. Yeah, no big whoop, I mean, these shows have to be 49 minutes, so, no one's in a hurry. It comes to me eventually, just sometimes I gotta search for it in my enlarged brain, Alrighty. Hey, you see me leaning there. You know why. I'm not even going to get into it. You goddamn believe I definitely would. I still would. I'm not even talking about as Stringfellow. I'm talking about as Jan Michael. Jan Michael looks out for Jan Michael. That's something I brought to the Stringfellow character, that he, he's not here to be your best friend. I'm here to fly a fucking helicopter, and if you get in the way of that, say hi to your maker for me. I mean, not now, of course, I could say hi to him. That's not booze, by the way, you're hearing. That is a Pepsi Cola. I wonder how many helmets were on board here. They seem a little expensive to sort of have a bunch sitting around, right? I am. I've been really good the last couple scenes, haven't I? That almost looked like an album cover. Just a helicopter floating in a beautiful golden light. I don't think I was. Look at that. That looks like me driving a car. You know, I remember when they first painted the Air Force or Airwolf helmet I'm wearing. You know, you can tell. You know, you can't look in; it's all black. And but Ernie's, you know, you can see his eyes. You know, basically half his face. And the reason for that is because Ernie very often showed up for work, and I think once I was gone, once or twice, they realized we're going to have to paint that thing because we need to maybe put anybody we can in there. Imagine if that was like the music you enjoyed. This is like, what year is this? This is the 80s. Even in Russia, I mean, they had rock and roll bands by then. Oh man, Ernie cut a huge fart on the first take of this one when he started climbing up there. I mean, he just ripped it, and it was, you know, about an hour after he ate that bologna sandwich. So we all had to clear out for almost 10 minutes while that thing lingered. But you know, that's the best part about working with Ernest Borgnine. I mean, he was just didn't take it too serious, you know. I think he did when he was younger, when he was in Marty or whatever that picture was. But by the time he had signed on to do Airwolf, I mean, it was just a paycheck and let's have the best time we can. So just a lot of farting, a lot of pull my finger, a lot of whoopee cushions. Oh, look at that. That's how you hold a gun. Yeah. You think about that, Ruski. I mean, that's a beautiful shot right there. Yeah, I'm calling it right now. I mean, this is the best episode so far. A lot of beautiful cinematography, kind of action packed, kind of some intrigue. I mean, this looks like a Michael Mann film, for crying out loud. By the way, I was almost in Heat. What do you think about that, huh? I was going to do the Val Kilmer role. And I met with Michael Mann, and we ended up having lunch at the Chateau Marmot, and you know, I think it was a feel-out situation. He wanted to see if I could, you know, if I was up for working. And I said, you know, I walked the line that lunch. Didn't have any booze. Ended up having a cheeseburger. They have a really good cheeseburger at the chateau, and it seemed promising. I mean, we shook hands on it, and I don't know what happened between that lunch and 2 days later in deadline. I read that Val Kilmer had signed on, and that you want to talk about a tailspin, because that would have really helped my career. To be in with A-listers like Pacino and De Niro and Tommy Sizemore, who I've had the pleasure of spending a lot of quality time with, but yeah, that hurt when I didn't get that role. It would have been a nice payday. Would have really could have paid Larry Flynt back, for crying out loud. Get him off my nutsack, and I ended up going on a bender for about 2.5 weeks there, and I even went to Fox Studios, where Mann had a office, and I took a dump right in front of the front door there to the office space. I mean, during the day. I mean, I'm not talking about I went in at night. I mean, it was bright, sunny day in California. And I hear Jan Michael Vincent's making a doo-doo in front of Michael Mann's office. I mean, the security guards ended up carting me out, and right past James Cameron. I remember seeing that, because he was, he owned that place after Titanic. But yeah, they threw my ass right out on, what is that, San Vicente there or something? I fucking did it all, man. I did it all. I swear to you, I don't have regrets. It sounds like I should. Sounds like I should regret a whole fuck ton of shit. But I don't, man. I don't. I was Jan Michael from birth to death, and that's just the way it is. And with that, I'm gonna have a fucking well-earned cigarette. I'm good in this scene. Whoop-de shit, right? Whoop-de shit. Didn't do me any good, right? Fucking look a man right in the face and say, you're going to be perfect in this movie. And then give it to someone else. Yeah. Yeah, that'll prick your ears up. Wow, she's not very good. Sounds like someone's motorboating some titties out there. You're a goner. Watch this shit. Boom. Yeah, I trained for this scene a couple hours a day for about 3.5 weeks. I had a guy named Frank Dux. I don't know if maybe you're familiar with him. I'm sure as hell gonna assume you're familiar with Bloodsport, the Van Damme movie. Well, that movie's based on the life of Frank Dux. I mean, or so we thought. Turns out the guy's a goddamn liar. Oh, this is fun. Boom, lighting that house up, right? Shut up, you stupid bitch. Stringfellows on the job. Boom, look at that. Didn't need to do either of those things, but I just wanted to show you I could do a little gymnastics. But yeah, back to Frank Dux. He was this guy who claimed to have been the only American white guy to go to this secret underground fighting competition and win. And then he claimed to have all the fastest knockouts and the most knockouts and, you know, the best abs and whatever else. I mean, he was just making shit up because, you know, there was no tournament. None of that had happened. And, anyway, I mean, he would be around. He would be on the scene. You know what I mean? And the scene that I was in, and so we'd run into each other a lot. I have lots of wild nights, and so when the director said there was going to be some fight scenes in this episode, I had thrown some money Frank's way, and he came over and taught me how to do a proper roundhouse, and you know, but you know, it was basically charity. I mean, I know how to kick. I mean, it's not rocket science, you know. So yeah, I just was helping him out a little bit. And you know what? I didn't hound him to pay me back either. In fact, he never paid me back. Maybe I ought to tell old Larry this story. It's like they're out in the middle of nowhere. Where are you going to get the food? It's amazing what we thought computers were for back then, you know? I don't even know what I meant by that. I felt like I hadn't talked in a while, and I mean, not that leaving you with a quality program like Airwolf is the worst thing in the world, but, you know, you're here for, you know, my expertise, so I just sometimes yammer on. Now, I haven't been paying that much attention. And again, I never watched this before. are they lovers? Is sing together sort of innuendo or what is that, innuendo or double entendre, whatever that would be, I guess. Uh-oh. Here we go. Third act's upon us. This is characters at their lowest point, right? You got someone above you, now you got trucks and tanks coming at you, and you're late, as Alex Cora said, and yeah, I'm just saying this for aspiring screenwriters or who are really aspiring baristas, you know. But just sort of, you watch these enough of these shows over time, you sort of pick up how much they're just a formula, you know, like clockwork. I mean, you know, this is going to last about, let me see here. This is going to last about a minute and a half. Blow past this sucker. I used to like to do this thing. Now, normally you wear a jumpsuit. You know, you zip it all the way up. But if you caught that, you know, a little chest show, you know, we wanted women to watch Airwolf just as much as the men. There's a reason why I was the star, not, you know, Ernie's sidekick, right? Although, you know, Ernie did pretty well with the ladies, so no disrespect there. Ernest Borgnine running is always funny to me. Just, it's always going to give me a little bit of a chuckle. I mean, it's not a knee slapper, but, you know, it's just his big ass. I think they're lovers. I'm going to stay by that. I think they. So this not only was the best episode, but it was the most progressive so far. That guy kind of looks like a fat Nick Kroll too. Dude, we're out of here. That was it. Let me say. It lasted a minute 50, so I was 10 seconds off. Is that guy wearing a helmet from Macy's? We got Pac-Man at 12 o'clock. Yeah, that's the Macy's logo. Boom, kablamo. Big explosion there. The Macy's pilots, they take off. They're scared or something. Oh yeah, these guys. Munga? What kind of name is Munga? I guess that was supposed to be a funny scene. I don't know. Didn't really work for me. I mean, the rest of the episode was A+, and that was sort of a filler. There's some real sexual chemistry between these two. Normally, I like Jan Michael's character to be the object of sexual desires, but, wouldn't have made any sense, so. That's a pretty shot, man. That looks like a painting. Just, the killjoy at every party, right? Yeah, I'm gonna fix this shit right now. Come here, Anna Karenina. Old Stringfellow is gonna play a little cello for you. Loosen you right up a little bit. Get you used to the American way, the way we do it. And after some cello and fingers crossed a little bit of lovemaking, I'm going to teach you all about capitalism and supply and demand and a free fucking market. You know what I'm saying? The opposite of what you Ruskies do. Which is why you've failed all these years. I always laugh when people say the Russian government. I mean, it's like the mob, They're just a bunch of mobsters now. I mean, the way they got into power, they basically strong-armed, Benny, the wig salesman, or whatever that guy's name was from Goodfellas, They just went to the oligarchs and said, give us all your money or we're going to kill you. Sometimes they didn't even give them that option, or they put them in jail and then drain their bank account. I ad-libbed that line because I gotta tell you, I loved fast food. If you went to the right Carl's Jr. at the right time, the right shift, you know what I'm talking about. When the fucking when the non-R words were working, and then you got there, say 3:30, before the after work rush. I mean, they could put together a hell of a burger. That bacon western one. Oh God, with this music. We done here? That's a pan up. Okay. Fat Nick Roll's got a pipe in here. I mean, this was some sort of episode, or it seems like we're wrapping up here, and unless you speak Russian, this music is just a nothing. So, a very good episode, some great action. There's my finger again. Is that ever going to fucking heal? I got to look down at my own hand right now. Look at that. Good shot right there. Freeze frame. Beautiful buck of a man. I mean, Jesus Christ, that'd fuck me. I did fuck me, but I don't, not sexually. But, all right, everybody, that's credits. We didn't have to sit through any fucking commercials. And I will see you next week, promise. This was Jan Michael. And take care of yourselves out there. I mean, just give yourself a metaphorical hug, will you? I don't know, I'm not trying to get all, self-care on you, but, just check in a little bit. Check in and see how you're doing. And just look in the mirror and tell yourself that you're proud of you and that you love you. All right, that's enough. I'll see you next week.